this is another thing. Like, you'll see people on social media who seem one way, but on the Drive to 5, they're not that high. They have to pufferfish when they're in front of the camera.
It was like, it looks really easy, but until you go and try, you don't realize how difficult it is not to get a gutter ball. And so I think that the key here is to take action. If you have an inflated view of self, when you take action, you will be humbled.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode, number 802. More isn't always the answer. Today, for number 803, it's weird saying 800 something. It's strange to me. How high is your self-awareness? It's Strategy Saturday. We are going to revisit the Drive to 5 because we've learned a lot about it. And we also have a ton of new listeners who may have never heard us talk about the Drive to 5.
The Drive to 5 is basically a framework that Kevin and I created early on to understand human beings at a deeper level, but also to understand ourselves at a deeper level. We believe that self-awareness is a superpower, and I have the digital asset actually up. If you want the digital asset, please email myself or Kevin, DM us. Email is best, alan@nextleveluniverse.com. So please reach out if you want this. But basically, the Drive to 5 is, I don't like the word balance, so I'm going to use a harmonious center point of staying centered. The key is to, what?
Of course, those are the words you would use. Balanced is nice and simple. Harmonious center point.
Yeah, of course. You gotta complicate it. No. So staying centered. And one of the things we're gonna do on Monday, the live podcast, is staying centered around your family and how to stay in alignment. Centered alignment, that's the idea. Okay, so imagine a scale from 0 to 10. I'm looking at it right now. 0 is a lack of confidence. You're afraid to ask for help. You're probably afraid to start new things. You're pessimistic. You don't think anything's gonna work out. And this person needs to take action in order to gain confidence. Now, on the other end of Drive to 5, the 10s, they're confident without any merit. They're confident without any results. They may not think they need help. They probably don't think they need mentors. They have what's called a perfection bias because basically if they were to try and fail, they'd have to get rid of that ego part of them that says they're better than they really are. They tend to be overly optimistic / delusional. They need action to get humbled. I tend to be on the 10 end. Kevin tends to be on the 0 end. The best way to describe this framework is simple. It's the pufferfish, which is on my end, the 10 end. It's a pufferfish. A pufferfish is like they try to puff themselves up to look better than they really are, stronger than they really are. The 0 is the turtle shell. The people that are scared and they don't think they're very great. They usually struggle with self-belief, and so they hide. Centered is confident but humble. In other words, you're confident that you can figure it out and that you can take action, but you're humble in the sense that you're going to need help and that you're going to have to fail forward and that you're going to have to work on your actual skills to get better.
And we've seen this. So the reason we came up with this is because in school, Alan was closer to 10. And now reflecting, I don't think you were necessarily arrogant. I think you were just hyper aware and certain, so it made you come off that way. But I was super insecure. I was a 0. Alan was higher. And we didn't necessarily, I don't want to say we didn't like each other, but if you're low on the Drive to 5, you like to spend time with people who are also low on the Drive to 5. If you're high on the Drive to 5, you tend to like to spend time with people who are there because it doesn't necessarily make you work on your own weaknesses maybe it's not weakness, but it doesn't make you work on the opposite of what you are. I remember when we had the questionnaire to get into Next Level Nation, one of the questions was on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? And we had some people that said 10. And it's like, I know this person or Alan knows this person and we've worked behind the scenes with this person. They're not a 10. So their own level of self-awareness around where they land is off. So that means a lot of their decisions are probably off. That means maybe their ego is taking the wheel more often than vulnerability. We also had people who said on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 0. And you saying you're a 0 requires some level of confidence to admit that. So that probably isn't accurate either. At the end of the day, our goal is to help you not only identify yourself, but Alan and I always say this of like, where is that person on the Drive to 5? It's like, I think they're probably like a 7. It feels like they're coming down from somewhat of an arrogant state and they're trying to get into more humility. It just helps you understand yourself and other humans at a different level. And the more you understand, the higher your level of awareness is, the more impact you can have with these people, and the more you'll just understand and you can get along with people differently.
So where are you at the Drive to 5? That's what we want you to ask yourself. And remember, the zeros, they don't feel like they deserve a mentor, or they're too scared to go get one. The 10s don't even think they need one. Okay, so 5, again, is centered. And Kevin and I are always trying to be centered. Sometimes Kevin, went out and tried something new, ended up going way better than he thought it would go, and then he ended up on the other side at like a 7 or an 8. And sometimes I assumed things would go really well. At my 10, I went and took action, and then I ended up getting very, very, very humbled. And so the way to stay centered is really to take massive action, to take consistent action. Something as simple as just yesterday, it was Thanksgiving, and I was with Emilia's family, and my mom was there, and we were at a country club. It was really enjoyable, Thanksgiving, genuinely. Huge buffet, sushi for some reason. It was like seafood. It was awesome. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Helen Baker from Melbourne, Australia. I'm an entrepreneur and a client of Alan's from Next Level University. I've had many business coaches in the past, and I can honestly say that Alan is seriously next level, and excuse the pun, but he has this unique ability to help you find a solution to your business problems using his intellect and his business modeling and his genuine, heartfelt desire to help you achieve your goals. I can be vulnerable with Alan, I can share anything and feel comfortable in his presence, knowing that at the end of our coaching sessions, I feel empowered to do incredible things. So if you're looking for a business coach, I highly recommend Alan, because his advice and his ability to coach you will be instrumental in achieving your success.
And so underneath the country club, there's a bowling alley underneath this country club. And it was like a really old school one, like Candlepin. And we went down there and just had fun with it. It was very humbling how difficult it was to bowl. And so, I went into it thinking I'd be awesome at it because I'm athletic or whatever. And I ended up not doing that well. And it was very, very humbling. And I remember saying, like, this is humbling, isn't it? And it's interesting because people who started doing it, we were all there as a family, or as two families. And it was like, it looks really easy, but until you go and try, you don't realize how difficult it is not to get a gutter ball. And so I think that the key here is to take action. If you have an inflated view of self, when you take action, you will be humbled. If you have a deflated view of self, when you take action, you're going to build confidence. I think action brings you to 5, genuinely. And so the question is, where are you at 0 to 10? And what's the next action you need to take to try to get closer to the truth? 5 is the truth.
Yeah. And I just keep checking in with this. This is one of those things, like, yeah, we've done episodes on this before, but like I said in the intro, we have a ton of new listeners. We've had more listens in the last, I don't know. It's just crazy. We're getting more listens in a day than we did in the first year. So we want to make sure that we're bringing a lot of the stuff that we used to talk about back. And Alan and I we've worked with a lot more people, right? This is another thing. Like, you'll see people on social media who seem one way, but on the Drive to 5, they're not that high. They have to pufferfish when they're in front of the camera. So at the end of the day, we used to be the Hyper Conscious podcast. So it's our goal to help you level up your consciousness, which is awareness. And this is one of the best tools that we have ever used. I guess we founded it. So reach out to myself, Kevin, at Next Level Universe, or Alan at Next Level Universe in the emails, and we will send you this so you can hang it up near your desk, or you can look at it, write down where you think you are, but just understand where you are throughout the day, where you are in different scenarios. Some people are super, super confident in certain comfort zones. Like, I'm very confident in the gym, but I wasn't confident in front of the microphone for a long time. So it just helps you understand yourself at a deeper level, and that is a superpower.
Real quick, before we go, Kev, I want to ask you this. So remember when we interviewed someone where if you looked at her Instagram, you'd think she was the most beautiful, confident human in the planet. Can you just tell that story quick, and then from this new frame, this new sense of awareness, what do you think she really was at the Drive to 5? And what can we tell our listeners about that? Because I think that there's a real disservice happening out in the world right now, where people are pretending to have level 10 confidence on their social media, but yet in real life, they are so far from that.
Yeah. So we were interviewed by somebody, and it was at the end of it, we're like, we're going to like repurpose this. This was awesome. We really enjoyed this. Thank you so much. And she actually at the end was like, hey, can we just not use the video? Because like I don't have any makeup on, and I don't really feel comfortable with the video being used. And we're like, yeah, okay, like it is what it is. But this person is a model, and when you look at this person's social media, it's like a bikini picture, this amazing dress picture. Like this is a very, very beautiful human being. If you looked at that, you would assume she has a 10 out of 10 confidence. You would assume she's a 5. You would assume she's very confident but very humble. In truth, she's probably like a 2.5 or a 3. She's
super insecure.
She's very insecure. Now, we're not saying that to put her down. We're saying that so you realize that a lot of what you see on social media is not real, and these people still have struggles and issues just like everybody else does. And it's just important to know that so you can make your decisions based on the truth and not perception, which a lot of people are using to win.
100%. Well said, Kev.
I appreciate that very much. Tomorrow, you are going to hear me on Amy Lennius's podcast, Evolution of Mom. I talked about filling your cup. I don't remember. It's been a minute. But Amy is a client of ours and a dear friend, and she had me on, and I'm blessed to have that opportunity. So you'll hear that tomorrow. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. We are grateful for all of you. We do not have fans. We have family. I'm not going to kick us off yet. Alan and I both have coaching spots available. I believe Alan is only taking 2 more people.
Yeah.
For his business and lifestyle design coaching.
I'm going to cut it off at 20.
Cut it off at 20?
Yeah. So technically I have 4 more spots, but I think 2 will be filled very soon. So I'm cutting it off at 20, and then I'm going to create a waiting list. I'm very, very blessed. I feel very grateful. I'm helping a lot of people get to the next level of success.
Lots of clients. That's lots of clients. Also, Next Level Podcast Solutions, we have a ton as well. We're not cutting it off because we're going to keep that train rolling. I already said the other stuff. We don't have fans. We have family. We are grateful for all of you, and we will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.
Bye.